A lot of people are struggling with their meta ads lately, and I've spoken to a lot of people who are blaming it on the new algorithm updates like Andromeda. Now, honestly, I don't think you need to be struggling with all this. It's pretty straightforward. So let's just take a few minutes in this video and break down what these algorithm updates are, why they actually matter, and how you can leverage them to go out there and actually get more clients. Over the last 10 years, I've spent millions of dollars on Facebook ads for online experts selling everything from $5 ebooks to $25,000 masterminds and everything in between. And today we're just going to do a clear little breakdown on what these updates are, because it's not just Andromeda. And then I'm going to show you exactly how you can change your high ticket strategy so that you can work with these systems instead of against it. Okay, so first let's talk about what these updates actually are, because first, it's not just Andromeda. There's a couple of different updates. The other thing is like these are not actually that new. And so you can see here, this is a post from Facebook's Engineering Center. So this started rolling out like end of 2024. And the problem they were trying to solve with Andromeda was there was just way too many ads on the platform that Facebook was having a hard time figuring out how to get the right ads to the right people. And so that's all Andromeda does. Andromeda is just here to, when someone logs into the platform, to narrow down all the millions of ads that they could be shown into a couple thousand candidates that they could potentially be shown. So Andromeda isn't actually deciding what ads to show to people. It's deciding what ads to potentially show to people. And so here's how Facebook kind of explained it, is they want to have this personal concierge that not only understands that you are trying to get some new shoes, but that you want to wear red flip-flops at the beach. And Facebook probably wants to know like when your next beach vacation is, and then how they can get you the right flip-flops that are going to match with like the outfit that you've already chosen. That's the level of specificity that they're trying to figure out. And so if you think about for your customers, let's maybe say that you sell like a weight loss training program. Like Andromeda's not trying to figure out that you're just trying to lose weight. But Andromeda is trying to help figure out what is the exact style of weight loss that you're looking for. What is the kind of diet you've been doing research into? What is the actual kind of fitness training program? And who are the actual types of people that you learn from? And it's going to narrow all of that down before it starts to decide what potential ads it could show to these people. Now, after Andromeda, that's where Gem comes in. So if Andromeda is helping understand what ads to show to what potential users, Gem is the platform that's looking at an entire user's behavior across all of the meta platforms and deciding what they're interested in. So think about it like a super brain. It's going to look at all the behavior you've done across Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, WhatsApp. What is the organic content that you're watching? What are the type of ads that you're engaging with? And then it's going to stitch together kind of like a behavior pattern. And so that's what it's going to do to interpret from that user, what does that user want to see? And so this is a really big one because again, this is looking at a user's behavior across all of the Facebook ad platforms. It's also including web browser activity because remember, Facebook has a pixel on pretty much every website because everyone's using Facebook ads. And it's merging all of that into one behavioral storyline for one person. Now just think about the processing power with AI, right? So like now AI can walk into a library that is all of your user history across all of these platforms. It can look at everything, it can remember everything, and it can attach all of the patterns across all of this. So like if Andromeda is creating the pool of ads that it can show to people, then Gem is going out there and like reading your prospect's mind and figuring out what they want to do next week, maybe before they figure it out. And it's deciding what types of ads it want to show to them. And then there's a couple of other algorithms like Lattice that actually decide which ad to show to somebody in their newsfeed. So Andromeda narrows it all down. Gem gets super specific about what this person needs right now. And then algorithms like Lattice make the final call on what ad to show in the newsfeed. So now we've gotten through like the technical part. Let's talk about how you can actually use this to your advantage. Because these algorithm updates that started coming out, again, end of 2024, going into, end of last year, have been called like the biggest change in the Facebook ad platform since they rolled out ads in the newsfeed. Now, look, I've talked with dozens of businesses about this just in the last couple of months. I can tell you the biggest thing that is holding most businesses back is they haven't updated their creative strategy in order to satisfy these new algorithms. So this is probably a word you've been hearing a lot over the last couple of months. If you're doing any research on this stuff, is creative diversification. Now, this is what I think most companies probably need to focus on in order to actually be able to use these new updates to their advantage. The biggest thing that I see with a lot of companies, especially that are doing like lead gen and trying to get clients online, is you go inside their ad account and they're just running the same ads for the last 6 months, the same like 5 ads. And when they need to update something, they just kind of change like the color of the background or they do something really small, but they don't actually change anything about the core messaging or themes about the ad. And a lot of times they're also really married to one format. So maybe someone has a lot of images, maybe they have a lot of videos. They don't really have a good balance of both. And so the big thing that Facebook wants to see going forward, and I think this is super important, is a different themes, messages, and visuals that cater to diverse audience segments. And so let's talk about what that actually looks like. What you want to have inside your account, if you just went to your ad account and you just clicked on the ads and just sorted by most spend and looked at what are all the ads that you're running that are actually getting spend. You want to see different concepts and angles. So different problem solution, pain points, testimonials, product demos, different formats, short video, long video, static ads, image carousel, and the different personas, like speaking to actual different customer types and what their wants and needs are. So that means you've got ads built for a lot of different people, not just same versions of the same ad. Because once you have that diversification, the algorithm is able to go out and match that right creative to the right person. And this is kind of an interesting way to just visualize thinking about that. So back in the day, let's say like a year and something ago, you would have a campaign with an audience and then you would serve ads to that audience. And now kind of what Facebook is saying is like, hey, when you upload ads, we will look at that ad concept and we will go find the right audience for that ad. And so that's why things are getting much more simpler inside the ad account in terms of you need a lot less ad sets. You don't need as much audience targeting because instead of these ads getting shown to this audience, it's the ad is choosing the audience. So really what this ends up coming down to is your creative strategy going forward. I think gone are the days where I used to like come up with a couple ads and then go sit inside your, office with your headphones on and then make a super complicated ad campaign structure with 50 different ad sets, trying to find like micro targeted audiences and being able to scale that way. It's really coming down to how well can you consistently get out quality creatives for your account, depending on how much money you're spending. Now, I like this from Facebook. This was inside of their like little blueprint on how to have diversified creative, but I thought this was a good visual. Like if you look at what a lot of people do, it's just like they just have the exact same text. And then maybe they vary up the image a little bit, but it's kind of saying the same thing. Over here, we've got same style, but at least the messaging is changing up. And then here's what they really want to see for differentiated. It's like, you've got different messages and style. And so I thought this was like a really helpful visual to think about how to do this. So if you thought about this in terms of your actual campaigns, what you want to do is think about one avatar, like who is the one person you're talking to? And then they call these motivators, but this would be, again, like different pain points or desired benefits or circumstances that they're in or whatever it is. And we want to think of at least 3 of those. And then what they say here is like hi-fi and lo-fi treatment. So what they're talking about is like, really polished sort of ads. And then like lo-fi would be like super native looking stuff. So this might be like a raw iPhone video. This might just be like a picture that you took with your iPhone. And this might be like an actual polished video with B-roll and editing and all of that sort of stuff. But then you want to put it in a different format. So you want to have different video ads, different static ads, and different reels. So what you've got is this one angle, but you're approaching it in all kinds of different formats. And so doing this right here would start with you'd have 3 angles, but you would end up with 30 ads. What we're coming up with is about 9 different variations per angle that we want to test. And then we find out what is the actual angle that's working best. And then we can go out and create more variations based on that angle. And then I thought this was just another good, helpful thing for Meta is just kind of showing like, what are the different ways that they're talking about this? So again, this is what a lot of people's ad accounts look like. They've got basically a very similar image. It just kind of slightly varies. And they're like, hey, don't just do, a couple of different static ads that look very similar. Like how many times have you maybe just took the same exact ad and then just changed the background color and ran that? They're like, no, make sure you have a static and a reel. Make sure that you're actually changing the different visuals you're using. So visual hooks are so important with your ads. So again, this would be something very similar, but this is actually, a totally different visual. So I think that's helpful to see and kind of break it all down. They've even got this little cheat sheet that they put together with their ad diversification training where they're really breaking down all these different ways that you can think about coming up with, one core message and then breaking that out into different formats, different sizes, lo-fi, hi-fi, and then thinking about all the different feeds and then kind of the best practices for all those different things. So let's just talk about 3 key takeaways you can have with all of this. The first one I think is just like knowing your core personas. Like who are the actual avatars that you want to speak to? Who are the type of people that you want to work with that might buy your high ticket offer? Because usually what we've seen with most high ticket businesses is they usually have like 2 to 3 personas that they really focus on. And then what we want to do is we want to have a diverse set of creatives for each one of those segments. And so the way you would come up with those is you would think about each persona and then you would come up with different like pain points or desires or motivators that would get them to want to buy your offer. And so for each avatar, maybe you have 2 to 3 different angles that you want to test. And then once you have those, you want to take that and you want to come up with different creative formats for each angle. So maybe you've got one like talking head video, you're testing a couple different hooks. Maybe you've got a B-roll style ad. Maybe you've got a couple of static images and maybe you've got a carousel for each angle. And what you can do is you can load those up in your ad account. You can use a very simplified ad structure. So most of our ad campaigns these days look like we have about 3 ad sets and then all the ads that we want to test inside those ad sets. And then Facebook is going to use the Andromeda algorithm to decide what are the ads that it should show to these people. What are the potential ads it should show to these people? It's going to use the gem update to actually look at their user behavior across all the platforms, narrow that pool of ads down to a certain potential of ads that it should be shown. And then it's going to use another update to actually decide what is the ad of yours it's going to show to them based on what is the messaging, what is the visual format, what is the visual hook, and all of that stuff. And so it's becoming less about making the perfect ad. And it's becoming more about how well can you get different ad variations so that Facebook can decide which is the right ad to show to this person at that time. Now, just one other thing that I think is worth an honorable mention, because I thought this was really interesting, is that organic content is now becoming a ranking signal. And so organic content like the reels, the posts, the carousels, and the video that your brand is putting online is now going to start shaping who sees your ads, how your ads are ranked, and then how Gem interprets your brand. And so this will be really important down the road. So I think that what we need to start thinking about is, again, less about coming up with the perfect ad and having a bunch of different complicated ad structures to try to maximize that ad, but becoming more of creative machines where we're just able to, on a consistent monthly basis, get out new creative. Which reminds me of one last thing before we wrap up this video. So I thought this was really valuable. This is an important thing to think about as you're thinking about, having to come up with creatives. This sounds like a lot of work. The cool thing is you don't have to come up with tons of crazy new creatives every single month. And so they broke this down in terms of creative exploration and creative expansion. We would call this like new angles and then creating variations of your winners, right? But this is on a consistent basis. Could you come up with a couple of new angles per month? Think about it. Like you could attract one persona, you can come up with one pain point or desired outcome or circumstance that they're in. You can come up with a new ad and come up with a couple of variations on that. They're saying 5 new concepts per month because remember, 5 new concepts might end up being, about 45 to 50 ads, depending on how you're creating your variations that you can actually test. And then once you find stuff that's working, you're creating iterations of those winning ads every single week. And so I think this makes it sound really manageable. They're even saying like 5 net new concepts and 5 iterations per week. 5 iterations might be super easy because if you've got a winning video ad, you could just come up with some new hooks or you could come up with some different visual B-rolls to test out. And then 5 net new concepts. I don't know exactly where they're getting that number based on spend. Because if you're not spending $1,000 a day, you might not need 5 new concepts per month. Maybe that answer is like 3. But it's like, okay, can you come up with a machine on a consistent basis where you can come up with 3 net new concepts per month and then have a process so that a VA, someone on your team, someone that you work with is able to take winning video ads and come up with different visual hooks and different hooks, and then winning static images and rotate those out so that you have different formats of winning visuals. This, to me, makes things sound very manageable. When I look at this, it's like, okay, this is the machine that you need to have running in your business at all times in order to be able to effectively manage these algorithm updates. So hopefully that was a good update and overview from what like the $1 trillion company has said about the best way to use their new algorithms to be able to get your ads in front of the right people. Now, if this sounds like a lot, again, I think the biggest thing is figuring out how we can dial in these creative processes. And so if you want, I've got a video popping up right over here about like our exact creative playbook going into 2026. And of course, if you want some personalized help with this, just check out the first link down in the description below. Going forward, like you can absolutely crush with Facebook ads if you can dial in some of these processes. So again, check out this video that's popping up right over here. Check out that first link down in the description below if you want some help with this. Other than that, that's all for this video. I hope you have a great day out there and hope to catch you in another video soon.